Should you be doing cardio as soon as you start a fat loss? My answer, no. Cardio, in my opinion, is one of the most overused forms of exercise out there. And the thing is, cardio should be seen as a tool, and it should be implemented when it is needed. Now, of course, this is just generalizing it. Everything is all individually based. So in today's video, I want to discuss cardio. When should you add it in? How should you add it in? So I have two examples back here on the board. I have person one, they're trying to lose weight. They're doing no cardio. So you'll see that they're actually losing weight. They hit a little plateau, they make some adjustments. It keeps their progress going. Then we have person number two, and unfortunately this is something that is very common because people just don't know. So this person wants to lose weight, but they're starting off with 60 minutes of cardio 7 days a week, 420 minutes a week, way too much. And if we look at their data, they actually stall out a lot faster than person number one. So why is that? Well, it could be due to the fact that they have a very high energy output and they are eating in a calorie deficit. So therefore, they're metabolically adapting a lot faster than what person number one is. Metabolic adaptations occur when we diet and we do have a very high energy output. And what that is, it's just a fancy term for downregulation of hormones. And of course, the main ones that we're going to be looking at are thyroid hormones, because that's what controls our metabolism. And once that goes down, we're going to hit those plateaus. So another thing to consider too with person number two is that your body can adapt to the stimulus of doing all of this cardio. So if this person wants to overcome their plateaus, there's a couple of things that they can do. They can continue to cut calories, or they're going to have to keep adding in more cardio on top of all the cardio that they're already doing, which I would not recommend. So I wouldn't do that. I would not go the route of person number two whatsoever. Let person number one be your role model. So a couple questions here. When do we add in cardio and how much to add in? So when we hit that first plateau, like person number one did, you have two options. So there's a fork in the road here. You can either cut your calories down, conservatively of course, or you can keep calories where they're at and add in a little bit of cardio to create a calorie deficit that way. Now, if you were to go the route of adding in a little bit of cardio, so burning a little bit more calories to create more of that deficit, you don't want to overdo it. So I would recommend maybe starting off with 15 minutes 2 to 3 times a week of lists, or maybe even miss, and go from there and see how your body's responding. So that's really how you're going to want to do it. And just remember, a little bit goes a long way. A couple of things that I do want us to touch upon real quick is when it comes to starting off on a fat loss, you need to let your diet and training do its thing first before throwing that cardio in there. So again, just like person number one. The next thing is that you want to look at your NEAT. NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So basically, how much movement are you doing throughout the day? And if you live a very sedentary life, I would recommend getting up and moving a little bit more. So maybe tracking your step count. And if you notice that you only really get in, like let's say 2,000 steps a day, maybe make a goal for yourself of 5,000 steps per day and see if that helps you. As far as cardio, you want to try to go as long as you possibly can without it. Okay, so you want to let that diet and training and also NEAT do its job before throwing in the cardio, because remember, cardio is a tool. There's a time and place for it. The next one is, remember, less is more. A little bit goes a long way. And in this situation, the goal should always be not implementing cardio until it is time. And if you have to implement that cardio, a little bit goes a long way. And if you're someone who you do enjoy cardio, please understand that you shouldn't stop that. If you enjoy doing cardio, what I would recommend you do is just make some adjustments to your diet. Maybe increase calories a little bit more. That way you're not going to metabolically adapt as fast, because that's going to also be the key.